Yo, hello everybody, and welcome to another summer episode of The Art of Affiliate Management. And this time is with me the homie Michael from Trafficstars. He's a key account manager there and working with advertisers, so practically selling them traffic. And as it's a summer episode, it's also presented by a very summery sponsor. And this is the AW Summit in Ibiza, one of the best shows in the world for affiliates, advertisers, and creators. So thank you very much for supporting the AFPAL channel. And now we jump directly into it with Michael. Michael, cheers, man. Please introduce yourself and Trafficstars.
Hi, Stefan. Hey, thank you for having me here, first of all. So, hello, everyone. My name is Mike. I live in Limassol, Cyprus. So, I work with advertisers at Trafficstars. If you haven't heard about Trafficstars, we're a premium traffic network. So, basically, we own the traffic. We buy it from direct publishers, and then we sell it to our advertisers. And our system, it distributes it among the advertising campaigns according to the settings you set. And we have some powerful features, guys. You want to know more about it? Hit me up.
Yeah, definitely. I put your details in the description of this video, and then you can discuss traffic and God knows what. So, if guys are wondering how I'm selecting the people that I invite to this podcast, it's often like old friends of mine, or it's also suggestions from the industry. But Mike and me, we don't really know each other. We had like a few years ago some talks with each other, and that's practically it. It was like some traffic stuff back then. So why he's here? It's a very unique thing that I spotted about his approach when it comes to set up meetings. We all know this when we are going to the show. We get this copy and paste messages, and I do it also like this. At least I see who is relevant for me and who not. Some people are sending mass messages, but I'm usually, if it's not like a super affiliate that stopped with Masters in Cash and now I want to get him back, I never send like an individual message. I don't do that. But Michael is doing this. So he was reaching out for the Icon conference with a personal approach about Masters in Cash, about me. Everything was personalized. So I was like very impressed. We cannot do something together business wise at the moment. But I wanted to talk with him at least to find out if it's worth it for him to put this effort or not. So everything is about, shall you go the extra mile when you set up meetings and in general when you do affiliate or advertiser management. So the first question is why you decided to do more than just copy and pasting your sales pitch.
Yeah, well, I get your idea, man. I get it. Look, I have this point of view. Cold outreach can be very tedious. You know, it's we live in this world, and our attention is like super saturated. We have like in everyday life, we have these apps and social media. You know what I mean? And I want to put myself into the place of the person I write to, and I just don't want to be another ad. You know, so I've been thinking, what's the best thing to not be just another ad? For me, it's definitely the personal approach. And what I mean by that is just having a normal human conversation. You know, I'm not gonna bother you with technical fluff. I'm not gonna give you like some crazy promise or something. I just want to talk to you as a person. So I'll call you by your name. I'll collect some info about your company, and I'll see who you are. For sure, you can't do this like for 500 people. And I had my own leads, but you know, the leads that I collected that I really cared about, I thought, hey, so like these maybe 30 to 40 guys, we might do business with them. And I'll just see who I know. And as it so happened, we were in touch with you a few years ago, and it was pretty easy, man. You know, just having a normal human conversation and none of that stuff. Like, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just want to talk to you as a person to person. What do you think about that?
Well, for me, as I said, I was not putting this extra mile if I don't know the person in and out, and I really want to talk to them. I do this mass messages. The difference that I did was I check at least who are relevant people, because this is even something more annoying if somebody tells me like, hey, hello, I have traffic. Let's meet on the conference. And he puts there or she puts there some more informations like I have traffic for this and that vertical, and we work on this and this model. It's for me okay. I know it's a mass message, but at least they are checking what we do and if it's a match. But what I hate is when I get these messages that have like absolute zero relevance. There's written like dating advertiser, and then you get these messages like, hello, we are a crypto casino in Burkina Faso, and we want to buy your traffic also. So it has zero relevance. This is stuff that is annoying. It's just filling my mailbox for no reason. And we come later on also to the point of the follow-ups, where it's even more annoying. Can you compare it with maybe a different way of working, like your colleagues are doing it, or like you did it in the past when you were sending mass messages?
So compare. Look, I think that's circling back again to my idea. Yeah, you can do like mass message, and you can basically do cold reach out, and then you see who reacts, and then just gonna follow up on that. Okay, it's a normal approach. It works. But we're talking about conferences here, and we're talking about our line of business. And I mean, by default, me in my position in which I am, because I work with the traffic network, we own the traffic, and I kind of already have a general picture, general understanding who might work with it. So I'm just skipping that step of like creating this big funnel, with everybody in it. And I just want to like do a more pinpoint approach. So I'll just send pure messages, but it's going to be more personal, like I said. I think that the mass outreach, the cold outreach, it's still relevant, but it's probably not for my goals.
Do you react maybe when you are getting messages from other people that are absolutely not relevant for them? You say like, yo, bro, have you even checked what I'm doing? Or you just say like, okay, you cannot help these people. I keep the energy for me myself.
Yeah, I get what you're talking about, man. I get those messages myself too, on LinkedIn, on your business social, stuff like that. Well, I don't think you can always react to them. If it's absolutely non-relevant, probably I'll just ignore them. If it's kind of relevant, I'll usually send an answer, because I think in the end, you just know as well as I do, it's all about time management, and you gotta spare your time, man. You gotta just put the work in and then do the 20%, that got you the 80% of your results. And for that, you just gotta put the work in. And so you don't have the time to talk to everybody all the time, right?
In the future, we just send them a link to this interview and say like, watch this, and then circle back to me. It will also get some views. All these videos, they have like around 100 views, so it's very little, but it's like a super niche audience. So if only one of them is watching it, it's already an increase of 1%. So yeah. So
Awesome.
what is the next question? How you prepare for a show in general, beside contacting people? How you are planning and organizing your meetings? You use Calendly or something else?
Well, yeah, in fact, I do. I don't use Calendly for specifically, but I use an alternative. It's called You Can Book Me.
You can
I
book me.
suppose the interface is, yeah, it's generally the same. So, it's standard stuff. It works. Look, in my experience, I don't like, I'm not gonna, like I told you, I'm not gonna go and talk to everybody. I'll just go and see if I can find a list of the attendees for the conference. It's probably on an app or just on the event website. And then I'll just go through the people, and if I can sort them like by what kind of company they are, I'll just sort the type of the company, if it's an exhibitor, an advertiser, a publisher, stuff like that. Not just handpick the people that I think are interesting to me. not just reach out to them. So that's what I do. But yeah, I try to prepare. I mean, you can't go in without any preparation to the conference, going blindly. I don't think it's going to work.
I hate Calendly. I hate it. I would say 80% of the meetings that I have to book over Calendly. So even when I speak with the people on Telegram or Skype or God knows what, I said, yo, bro, what time, what hour? Where we meet at noon, at high noon, we meet for our duel who has the better traffic or better offers. Man, if I make it over calendar, 80% of the stuff is not matching, is not working because it's often not synchronizing it. You can also not put there in something like an alternative contact form, like a Skype or a Telegram or WhatsApp. It's like really annoying for me. I will look at this. You can book me because I would like to have an alternative that is working. It's sometimes annoying to make everything with Google Calendar. If you think about,
check it out.
I will. Send me your referral link. So, how is it with meeting spots? Where you think is a good location to sit for a meeting on a conference, and also where it's a bad location to sit?
Oh man, that's a good question, I think. You know why? Because it appears so obvious. I mean, like, generally, if you're with the stand, you have like your own designated meeting space. If you come as an affiliate, you walk around. So let's compare these things. I think that most important is to have enough room and to have quality sound, you know, to not have the sound pollution so you can talk. If it's too loud, you can't do business, man. It's just annoying. So let's say if the conference is organized in such a way that you have enough room to just sit down or stand or have a table or anything and discuss things calmly, and then you can actually hear and understand each other, that's great. But believe me, I've been in more than one conference when at the show floor it was so loud, couldn't hear each other. It had to scream. So that sucks. And I'm a firm believer that a bar or a club where the music is just banging, it's not the best place to do business. Yeah, it's a great place to build a relationship, get drunk, party, you know, but business, not so much.
And where
Yeah.
if you don't, let's say Trafficstars is not having a booth. You have at many conferences a booth, and at many conferences it's not even like a small little sheet with one chair and two people there. So it's you have something like baller style, let's say. Bam. And sometimes you maybe go to a conference where it's not like this, where you are not having a booth and your partner is not having a booth neither. What are good locations if you don't know the person to meet and to find each other? Because I had that that you say like, okay, let's meet here and there, and then you go there, the other person has the phone off. Um, you don't know how this person looks, or it looks like super average, like you know, not everybody can be like 3 meters and 500 kilos and wearing a green helmet or a green hat or something like this. That you say like, okay, there's only one person like this. So how you are sure that you find each other if you're not having like a dedicated meeting point on your own booth?
So let's pick a place that's kind of obvious. Let's go to the local coffee shop. I mean, in the conference. Let's just go outside, for example. If there's like a venue where you can just sit down, maybe, but it's still in the limits of the general conference space. So you don't have to spend too much time. So it's kind of convenient, but maybe just like a 5 minute walk. And I don't know, like exchange WhatsApp, maybe exchange some personal details so you can call somebody up. Don't get lost. But yeah, sure. More than once I've lost contact because you can't meet up in a huge conference, for example. It's it's not so easy, man.
And how you make it with all the details that you are discussing in a meeting. You make yourself notes on a notebook. You have like you make it in your phone. You write it on the business card. You are so smart that you remember everything. How you do it?
No.
No. No.
Well, no, not so smart. But hey, I think that's also a good question because there was more than one occasion when I didn't take notes, and then I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take them in 2-3 hours. It's not gonna work because if you have like 20 back-to-back meetings in the span of 4 to 6 hours. Man, I can tell you, after like the 10th meeting in a row, like all your thoughts, everything you have is mixed up. So I had to learn it. Not gonna say the hard way, not gonna dramatize here, but well, for me personally, it's definitely the best way to take notes. And since we're in a digital age, I just take notes on my phone. So I'm gonna go take 5 to 10 meetings minutes after every meeting to just sit down and take notes about everything we just discussed. And there's an upside to this because at the end of the day, you have like your full schedule with all the notes you had, with all the leads. So at the end of the conference, when you're back at the office, you have already all the stuff you need to start working on it, like the minimum information. So you can categorize these leads, you can split them, you can start following up. It works for me.
So how I do it in the meantime, if it's an existing partner, I make notes on my phone as well. And if it's a new partner, I take the business card more or less just of tradition or so. And if it's new, I usually just make a selfie with the person.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
on the preferred way of communicating. I mean, you do this with like people that are like the new generation of affiliates. I'm already belonging, let's say, to the older folks of this conference. There are sometimes people
Old
that are
school.
50, yeah, they are 50, 55. With them, they don't maybe want to do that. I posted something about it, and he got like in a not a heated discussion, but it got like a discussion that the people that were like 50 plus or in billing or hosting this kind of things, they were like, yo, bro,
Yeah.
you need business cards. And the other generation, they were also always like, yeah, okay, we prefer also this selfie style. I make a quick selfie, zack, and I send it on the preferred channel and say,
Yeah.
hey, add me, because then otherwise it's maybe ending up in spam or it's blocked or so. And then I write there like, yeah, we discussed this. Sometimes it's only
Yeah.
2 or 3 words, like in my case, the try Hungarian BDSM offer. In your case, maybe like sell him the footer of X hamster for America or something like this. So,
Yeah.
and then when I'm back, I go through all my chats and I see the picture and I directly have an association. And I will also upload these pictures now on my CRM system to even remind these people. But before I was writing them on the business cards, the business cards gets lost. I forgot who was this person. I forgot if this person was like cool, and I can write like, "Yo, brother, was nice. Next time we go and we drink 10 bottles of Jägermeister." Or if it's more like, "Yeah, it was a very interesting meeting. Here is what we offer to you." So
I
yeah,
get it.
yeah. So what we have as the
So what do
next
you
thing.
prefer?
Well, what I prefer is, of course, the easygoing people, and I like to do it in this way with this WhatsApp
Yeah.
or with
Same.
Telegram. I mean, it's usually
Same.
Telegram. I realized that the people from Latin America, they prefer WhatsApp. The rest, Telegram, Skype. I think I had maybe in this year I maybe added like 50 people or so in this way of working over the messengers. And I think there was maybe 1 or 2 that are using Skype and not Telegram or WhatsApp or so. So yeah,
I get it, man.
it's really dying out. I mean, we make this call now also on Zoom and not on Skype because it's not good enough.
The technology is changing. You gotta roll with it.
I'm curious why Microsoft is not investing in that, because Skype was very good until they bought it. But it is as it is. I mean, anyway, it's the art of affiliate management and not the art of what instant messenger is the best. So, what we have here more on this agenda, what is really annoying for me is bad follow-ups more than the reach out. Yeah, that was exactly what we had in the beginning. It's really like a slap in my face. Oh, when I wrote these questions, I think I just got a message that made me like furious. When you took the time to meet, I know not a lot comes out, but I know not a lot comes out like this. why people are still that unprofessional. And even if you have a meeting and it's a productive meeting, they are not sending you a proper follow-up. They even send you then a generic thing. Why people are not even that professional?
Well, I can't speak for everybody, but I think it's usually either two things, in my opinion. Either somebody doesn't have the discipline and the process, you know, to do the follow-up funnel. That's one thing, because I mean, imagine they come back and like if it's like a general manager, affiliate, for example, manager, they were away for a week, let's say, and then there's a week's worth of work waiting for them, you know, all the partners and the management and everything, and they still have to do the follow-ups at the same time. I mean, at some point in my career, I've been there, but right now I have the process. You know, you just gotta take care of it first. Immediately, you come back. First day, you gotta do the follow-ups, man. You have to learn to do it. And then some other people, I think they just don't care. I've met more than several people who will never follow up because they go to a conference. Maybe they don't need the lead, you know, and they'll be just optimistic about what they're talking about. Like, hey, we might do this and that. But when they come back, they just, I have like 1, 2 leads, and then the rest of the guys not going to answer. So that's my assumption, by the way. I can't say for sure, but that's what I think.
And how much time you need usually to make like a follow-up? So when you make your follow-up email or your follow-up instant messenger, I guess that you also prefer to be directly in the instant messenger. How long you need to prepare to make a proper follow-up?
Well, I think you can do it in one day. Let's
No,
say
no,
you
I
needed
mean per
2 hours to get
contact.
your
I mean for one
first
contact.
contact. Oof, that's a good question, man. I don't know. It depends. It's just okay. For example, you can put together email template and then personalize it. So I don't know, half an hour for the template, maybe several templates for different kinds of businesses, and then personalize it on the go. And the messages, maybe less. You know, it's a message. It's gonna be short. It's gonna be, hey, we met. This is me. Remember, want to do this? When can you get on a call? By the way, I prefer to get on a call after the conference. If this is like a good deal and you got to discuss something, the best way is just straight up go into the direct message and schedule a call like immediately next week. Like catch up, discuss everything, make the agreement, and just work on it.
And how many partners are accepting to have the call?
Not everybody for sure. Not everybody. So also depends on the quality of the lead. You know, you got people who are really interested in what you're offering because it's business for them, and they already see the potential revenue, the profit they can get. And then there are other ones who are also interested, but I mean they're not as involved. So it depends. Okay, so you asked me a question. So let's give you a straight answer. 15%, 20% of the good leads, they'll usually do a call. But of the good ones, you know, people who are interested.
15, 20%.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, I would have thought more. But I have to admit one thing. When I make the follow-up, it's extremely rare that we have like calls. I think the people are already annoyed after they see me for 3 days at the conference, and then they don't have alcohol, so they are happy just to write. But what I started to do, but it's more for fraud protection. It was for fraud protection, but it turned out it made the deals more seriously. Is that all the new affiliates I have now a call with? Not only that it's filtering out the fraud, but it's also making the quality strong. It improves the quality. It's a little bit like a landing page practically. So yeah. So maybe I should make also more follow-up calls. And the rest of the people you just make like the chats and so on, and that's it.
Yeah, the chats. And well, you can use several methods. You can do an email, then a chat, and then a follow-up in the chat, for example, after the email. So it's a funnel. It's standard stuff, just like cold emails, like you're gonna do a CRM, and then in the CRM, you're gonna keep track of everything. Who did you follow up? Who replied? And that kind of stuff. So you don't lose people, because if they reply and you get lost, well, that's a lead loss, right? That's your fault, basically.
Yeah, and do you see it difficult that individual affiliates are replying to your emails? So maybe that companies or employed media buyers are replying to emails, but the freelancers, or let's say the individual media buyer, is reacting more to the instant messenger? Is this something you see?
I can say for sure. I can't make this connection. Could be, I haven't noticed.
Hmm. For me personally, it's not very successful with emails. I'm always this instant messenger guy. If it's
Mhm.
emails, the amount of deals that comes out is like different. But we work with affiliates that wants to send traffic, so it's maybe a different audience, or they are in a different mindset or something like this. Um, okay, we have 10 minutes more. Let's speak also a little bit about Trafficstars. So how you are sure that every advertiser gets the most out of their buying with Trafficstars. So this is now not about following up anymore. So you followed up proper, the guy replies, and now we make money. We load $500 at Trafficstars to test it. So what do you do with this person to make it successful?
Oh man, I can talk about this forever. I can talk about this 24/7. It's my job. So let me get you the gist of it. Look, to start with, this is my personal process. To start with, I want to get to know every advertiser's needs and their goals. So basically, I'm going to ask about your business model, whether you're a product or an affiliate. And if you're an affiliate, do you work with direct products, or do you get your offers with a CPA network, for example? Because then I'm going to understand, like, what are the underlying processes for you? Like, how do you validate your leads? Like, what kind of caps you can get on your offers, for example, that kind of stuff. Then I think it's very important to understand the conversion flow, because it's very different, when they're going to work for CPL Soys, for example, or Success Submits or sales. And it's also important to understand the attribution metrics. So I'm not really diving into the real attribution, like the app guys do, but I mean simple stuff like you get 100 leads. Do you have a hard KPI? Do they have a soft KPI? Usually I work with all of my partners by prepay and by CPM. Nevertheless, I want to know all the details so I can get the big picture, and then I give them a recommendation like what's going to work for them. Do they need a lot of cheap leads, or is it going to work for them better if they get fewer leads but that are more valuable? After all this is clear, I can go take a look at our traffic inventory for today, and I'm going to put together a whitelist specifically for that partner. And yeah, and that's that. And one more thing I usually do, the Trafficstars platform, it's developed for media buyers mostly. And we have rolled out recently powerful performance-oriented features. So I used to work with CPA networks before. And, when you optimize a CPA campaign, for example, you'll just optimize either targeting or like the ad server on the company's end will optimize the whole campaign. So what we do right now, we have the optimizer feature, and on our end, on the network end, basically, we won't optimize the whole campaign. We'll optimize your sources. So we can block the worst performance sources. We can increase the bids, decrease the bids, optimize the creatives in a similar way. Everything based on your performance metrics. So you're going to tell us, like, for example, I want to go no higher than $3 per lead in Germany. And that campaign, it could be buying like all the world. And then this tool, it will just block every source in live mode that's gonna go above $3 per lead. So it's gonna get like, for example, 20 leads. You know what I mean? It's an optimizer.
Mm.
So
But how much data it needs? So let's say one source has reached $3. Does it cut it then if there is no conversion, or do they say something like, okay, to get a bit more data, we let it run for $10 or something like this?
this is all up to you. I'll give you recommendations for sure. So if you're my partner, this is like this tool. It's totally customizable. You know, it's like a set of rules, and then you create all the rules. It's super flexible, man. It's a great thing. You know, we have actually a very cool in-house media buying team, and these guys are like the pros of this feature, and they created them themselves. So the idea behind this is that professional media buyers, they have the budget of our big company, and then they create the perfect tool for the media buyer. And then my job is to help new media buyers, which are my partners, like affiliates, to effectively leverage this tool. And so to sum up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get to know your product. I'm going to give you the sources which I know work best for this kind of product in your targeting, and I'm going to help you make the best of the tools that we have.
And beside the tools, are there any trending ad formats at the moment that are booming?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm sure you're aware of this, but video ads right now is the big one because it's got great user retention. You know, it's got, well, it's normal because we're talking adult, right? This is an adult network and we work mostly with adult verticals. So users, they don't react to banners, and they haven't been reacting to banners really well for the past 10 years or so. And so then the formats which get better attention from people are probably pop unders and push and videos and the king of that. So, you know, with display advertising, video is definitely the strongest right now.
And with videos, you mean pre-rolls?
Yeah. Well, first of all, for sure, but there are different kinds. You get sliders as well and out streams. But pre-roll is
This
the
I don't
biggest.
know. What can you explain? We have actually 6 minutes more until Zoom cuts us. So what are the other two? Can you explain them? Because I don't know them. Or maybe I know them under a different name.
Well, you know, it's still video ads, but it has it works more like a banner. So the sliders, it's just like animated banners, and they just gonna slide. That's what they call like that. It's not a full pre-roll. A pre-roll is a real clip, and the outstream video is, you know, it's also a different format. Actually, I can talk about our formats for a lot of time, and each of them works best with a specific vertical. I mean, each of them has verticals that are more suitable to it based on the average CTR and the average cost, like CPM. So I could talk about this for a whole another session if you like.
Okay, I mean, we can do that in the future, but just to give the people now a teaser, what are for pre-rolls, for slider, and for outroll, or how it's called? What are the verticals that work on, or yeah, verticals is all adult, but
Okay, so
that works best
I
there.
think this is gonna be the general rule. So with the pre-rolls, you gotta understand from the get-go because it's more it's the most expensive format, and your testing budgets are going to be higher, and you can't expect to test a reliable amount of traffic, like, you know, for reliable statistics, a big amount of traffic with the same budget as you would do, for example, with native ads or cheaper banner ads. And these work the best with products with a more complicated conversion funnel. So CPA, for example, or CPS. So we're talking VOD, adult websites, so payment websites and everything where you need basically a credit card submit, and so user to really invest into it. That's going to work best for a pre-roll. And if we talk about outstream and sliders, these are more akin to more cheaper advertising formats like banners and native ads, and they work better with cheaper, you know, products with a cheaper conversion. I mean, more simple. So CPL soy or DOI dating would work well. And then free webcams, because you got paid webcams and free webcams, and free webcams also work great. You know, you get the user's attention. You can just get a short video there, like 15 seconds, something like that, maybe 30 seconds, or of a webcam preview, and that's going to get your users to your webcam site. And then last thing is the adult nutra. So all the pills and creams, which are usually monetized with native ads, that's a perfect vertical for outstreams and sliders, because you're gonna get much more coverage in terms of impressions with a lower CTR, of course, compared to pre-rolls. But then your budgets are going to be lower as well. So that's perfect for Nutra. That's how it usually works.
Interesting.
If you want to know more, I can go on for another hour, man. This is my bread and butter. This is what I do every day.
I mean, beside the Zoom, I mean, I could now make a premium and we continue. I also have to go to kinetotherapy because I just got diagnosed with 2 slip hernias. But yeah, man, there was a lot of stuff inside, especially let's say after the first 5 minutes or so. You got really into knowledge bomb mood, boom, 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 boom. So I have to say there was a few things that I could take out here for myself. That's why I also like to speak people that are doing a total different job that I do, because I can always take something out that I can transform into my business. So Michael, I thank you 1,000 times for taking this interview, and please stay so dedicated and professional as you are. And once again, thank you very much to the AW Summit for sponsoring this episode of The Art of Affiliate Management.